Excellent. We are live. We are joining the Creative Commons Summit. My name is Christina Hendricks. I'm one of the Virtually Connecting buddies, and we're going to start by introducing the virtual folks. So, George, maybe you could just say briefly something about yourself.
Hi, and good morning or afternoon or evening, wherever. It's 9 a.m. here. I'm George Station. I am a lecturer at California State University, Monterey Bay, and it's 9 a.m. here. So I'm really glad to be able to join a session where I don't have to get up really early or stay up really late for a change. This is great, and glad to see everyone.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah. So I'm not muted. Good. So Ken Bauer, computer science professor here in Guadalajara, Mexico. It's only 11 o'clock in the morning here, so it's a nice time. And I'm the Latin American lead buddy for Virtually Connecting, apparently.
Yes. Thank you, Marin. Marin, I think you're muted.
Sorry, yes, I had muted myself because it's the airport. Hi, everyone. I'm Marin Deepwell, and I was a participant at the summit and now a participant on the way home.
Thank you. Okay, Nate.
Oh, you surprised me. I was expecting Teresa next. I'm Nate Angel. I'm coming from beautiful sunny Portland, Oregon, and where it is also 9 a.m. in the morning. And I work with Hypothesis, the organization that makes open annotation technologies.
Thanks. And Teresa.
Hi, I'm sorry if the wind sounds like it's howling around me, but I'm out in the garden. I'm Associate Professor of Languages and E-Learning at the University of Warwick, and I'm also the chair of the Open Education SIG, which is supported by ALT, Marin's organisation, the Association for Learning Technology. Oh, and I'm a lead on VC as well for UK.
Thank you. Okay, let's turn to the on-site folks.
All right, my name is Timid Robot, and I'm on CC staff. I'm the core systems person. See, I forget my title all the time. Basically, it's sysadmin, and I also do IT.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Orozco. I am a librarian based in Los Angeles, California.
Hey, I'm Doug Belshaw. I work for Moodle, and I'm a consultant based in the UK, but I happen to be in Portugal.
Hi, I'm Fernando. I'm from Argentina. I'm based in Brazil, and I make toys.
And hi, I'm Christian, the virtual, no, not the virtual, but the on-site buddy for today's session, and also co-director of Virtual Connecting.
Fantastic. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's, is this the last day? I believe it's the last day. Yeah, so thank you for joining us on the last day. So I just generally like to start these things off with what's something you'd like to mention about the summit that has stood out for you, something that's been particularly meaningful or new, or anything you'd like to raise for us who have not been there.
Well, I went into a session about CCID, which I don't know if you saw any of this online, but the idea from some Chinese researchers was that you would associate an ID with every Creative Commons licensed resource, which on the face of it sounds like a fantastic idea. But as the session progressed, I think viewers got a bit of uneasy about it in terms of unintended consequences. And there was quite an interesting debate. Inevitably, blockchain got involved, all this kind of stuff. But I think it's one of those discussions which is going to spill out over into the kind of the wider community, those who aren't at the summit, in terms of what is it that we're trying to achieve, and also what are going to be the benefits and drawbacks of such a system.
I think the biggest takeaway here, it's really interesting to see how information work, as known in my field, is done by non-librarians, professionals like librarians, archivists, how this type of work can be reimagined when you take out the constraints of the profession, and just the innovation and the creativity coming out of these really amazing projects. That really makes me reconsider how I do my own work. So I think that's been one of the biggest overarching takeaways for me.
Well, I was very amused to see how in the main care environment there's lots of there's a lot happening with all these new technologies regarding digital fabrication and parametric design, because there's a lot new work, a whole new world was happening between like IPIs and industrial design, and the opportunity that new fabrication technologies bring, like in the fabrication and the product environment, and how that affects the possibility to have like new creative contents every day, and what happens with that.
I think for me it was partially virtually connecting, to be honest. Like I keep on like beating that drum, I guess, but I really did enjoy the last couple of sessions and the conversations that emerged around that. I also really appreciated to take some other views that I am usually not as often exposed to in like Berlin or Hamburg, where I'm based. So that was interesting and thought-provoking as well.
So I have not been to the Creative Commons Summit yet, even though it was in Canada, which is where I'm based the last couple of years. But one of the things that stands out to me from what you said, Christian, is it seems like it might be a good place to learn about things that are happening in other parts of the world that you're not as familiar with. So does it feel like a very kind of international audience? Is there things you learned about that you might not have otherwise heard? And Maren, you can jump in. Maren, sorry, you can jump in as well, because you were there too, if you wish.
I can say something. I definitely think that there's been a lot of effort to include a lot of voices. The keynotes were very good and very diverse, and then there's also been a lot of effort and bravery on the part of people to bring their own stories to the forefront. And so I've seen, or I've heard like not only a lot of perspectives that are not perspectives that I hear in my day-to-day, but it's also been delightful to kind of hear how the personal narratives behind those perspectives, and also to hear those perspectives kind of engaged with by the community, and to hear people, struggle to understand them, and get more information and more insight about them.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting how this movement of the Creative Commons model from organizations members to peer-to-peer, like person members, have changed it, at least that have twisted a little bit the perspective, and how everything has become like a bit more personal, as he said. We have this session in which we like merged some personal perspective regarding the commons with the professional or the motive and the means that everybody has to be here. We did this experience during the 3 days that was called Meeting the Commons, in which everybody has like stopped for a minute or two to tell us their stories about how the commons impact in their lives, in their personal lives, in their professional lives, and it seems this is my first summit, my second summit, but I tend to think or to feel that the thing had become a little more human or personalized in some way, and that's very interesting.
I think a lot of the sessions I've gone to have integrated these personal experiences, but also have turned to the knowledge of the audience, and that it's been really great to kind of workshop ideas where it's like I'm not saying something concretely, maybe I'm just posing a question, and seeing how all these different people come together to solve problems and identify solutions to problems. So very global, international, collaborative. It's been really great.
Hello, I just joined it. I was having a presentation on open awards. It happens to be the last two sessions in one of the in Tokyo. We presented projects on open awards, which has to do with crowdfunding the commons, getting people to nominate artists for recognitions and awards, which will in turn give recognition to the creators, and they also get money by the votes that the fans with every vote comes with money, not too much, just a little amount of money. Yes. So basically, we are trying to create a platform where artists will get recognition, those who share under Creative Commons license. So we have categories like fictional books, music, education, and other categories like that. But this is the first time we are presenting. The project is kind of new, and we need feedbacks. We were just asking people what feedback they have for us, if there's anything we can do to improve the platform. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. I know there's a question from George, I think. Oh, no, it's Teresa. Would you like to ask a question?
I've just been contributing in the chat, really. So interested to know how things are going to come together. I was interested in Doug's session there, particularly because as we start to think about Creative Commons from a practitioner perspective, I get a lot of pushback about this will take too much time and this is too complicated. So I'm always eager to hear about things that might make things quicker and easier for people who want to CC license things and put them out there. But we have this big flashing red light that says look out for the technical solutions that may lead to unintended consequences as well. So I'm really interested to hear that from Doug, and I'd really like to see leadership from companies such as Moodle that actually can put things out there to help make Creative Commons as visible and as easy as possible, but also can take an ethical stand and a values-based stand that makes sure that creators of resources and material are acknowledged and they don't lose their ownership. And I think we've got a thorny issue of ownership that we have to deal with. And I know it's complicated, but I know that some countries have dealt with it a lot better than others. And there are some approaches we have to be really wary of. So I'm really interested to hear if you've got some perspectives on those sort of issues.
I'm really wary. I mean, certainly my experience of things like the Mozilla Festival and coming here makes me realise how much I live in a monoculture when I'm back home, and to some extent in the organisation I work in. And in one of the sessions, Leanne Perriman's session, she did this great presentation, and then I think it's Heidi, one of the African delegates, she was pointing out the fact that even though Creative Commons has done a fantastic job with, in terms of the diversity and the program and that kind of stuff, really the only people who have gone to sessions about OER in Africa were Africans. And so, like, how do you get around these kind of pretty intractable problems of people just sticking with what they know, me included? Like, I go to sessions that, I've always gone to those kinds of sessions and stuff. So I think there's particular issues around identity and diversity and things which should be addressed here, but I think we've got a way to go in terms of community, in terms of addressing those problems.
George, do you have possibly a follow-up?
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yeah. I want to appreciate, I think, where the conversation just went, though, because I'm always about the cross-pollination of ideas and so on. So whatever anybody might be thinking about how to maybe continue to break some of those barriers. I mean, we do some of it just by being digital and our, Twitter interactions and all that kind of thing. But then in person at conference sessions, maybe we need a little more of that as well. But my earlier question or follow-up, because on my campus, we are actually having deeper conversations about information literacy. So it's librarians and other faculty working together trying to sort this out, especially in this age. So the broader digital literacies question and where InfoLit fits into that. And I'm wondering if there was discussion at the conference about that, or issues of, here I'm thinking issues of authenticity and trust, especially these days with Cambridge Analytica, Facebook issues, et cetera, issues of those kinds of issues of authenticity and trust in what is being produced. And maybe as an add-on to that, how do we bring students into the conversation? Because locally we're about, information literacy and digital literacies as regards how do we bring that to students, but also as it applies to faculty. So kind of a complex question, but whatever anyone has to say about any of that would be appreciated.
Okay, so I want to share what we do in Ghana in OER. We are trying to create a network, OER network in Ghana, and we had some seed funding from Southern Connecticut University to create websites for students to be able to put their project works to students from universities across the country. And the other project we are currently working on is translating Wikipedia pages into our own local languages. And this is kind of challenging. We have issues with the keyboards, the software that we use to translate and the content translator on Wikipedia. But we still need hardware keyboards that easily help us to be able to do the translation very well. So if you know of any organization that works on this kind of projects, or those who have experience in translating languages on Wikipedia, that would be very helpful.
In terms of like authenticity and information literacy, I think the surprising thing for me, I went to some of the sessions that were I went to the OER in Africa session, I went to the one in Latin America as well. And I've seen a lot of the issues actually in the sessions that I've gone to about infrastructure and just not having infrastructure to be able to succeed in these kind of initiatives. So that's a very brief statement. So not so much on authenticity. I think the only information literacy thing I saw at this conference was my session. And it was on open pedagogy and bringing students into the process of making OER, right? That kind of element of open pedagogy. And I was just questioning how we elicit student consent in that process and not creating comparable systems of oppression, especially with students of color, students who are otherwise marginalized, how they might feel in an environment in which we're asking them to put out work in the open.
Did anyone go to the session with can you hear me okay? The card games? I've just taken those back to my apartment. But there was I don't remember the name of the New Zealand organization, but they were doing these copyright workshops and realized that they were extremely boring. And so basically, one of the guys invented this version of Texas Hold'em called Melissa. Oh, there we go. I've tweeted about this, and you'll be able to see it on my timeline and stuff. But the cards, there's 4 types of CC license, or 4 combinations. So you can see here, how close I can get, but there's like CC0, there's the BI, the NC, and the ND, and the SA. And the idea is that there's a scenario, and you read out the scenario, and you have to play this game, and you have to try and get the license, and the highest scoring version of the license, and then we're having a conversation, because some people might get the wrong license. they might think, oh, that situation would be a CC by ND, but actually it was a CC by NDNC or whatever. And so it just provoked conversations. It was fun. On our table, we played for peanut M&Ms as well. And it was just a fantastic way of doing it. In fact, the 500 packs of cards, which they eventually gave out today, got stuck in customs. So I'm very pleased that actually we managed to get a pack of those. And I think you can buy them as well. So it's Toa, if I'm saying that correctly. Really valuable. And I think you can download this as well if you can find the link. So
just wanted to say that Mandy, who was going to join us, is I think the executive of Toa. So I'm glad that got in there so that we know a little bit more about what they're doing. So thank you. Were there other questions? I thought maybe Nate, did you have something at one point?
He asked about the cost of the CC certificate.
Oh, right.
I didn't go to any CC certificate sessions.
Yeah. Okay, I think there's an issue like that was raised somewhere in one of our meetings in Ghana. There are a lot of people, especially people from the global south, who want to actually get involved, especially with the CC certificate. But it looks like the cost involved, even though it's there's a scholarship, but people still feel like it's still too much. $100 is still too much for the CC certificate. So if there's a way they can do in order to get a lot of people to, I know there's already open resources that are available for people to get, but in terms of the certificate, how do people get it? Even if they don't have anything, if they don't have money to pay, how do they still get the certificate? CC certificate? There are a lot of people who cannot pay $100 from the global side, but they still want to be involved in the Creative Commons certificate.
I didn't got part of this today, but so I can see where CC were coming from in terms of they're releasing all of the resources, which is great. But to get a certificate, you have to pay $500, is it? And there's some scholarships available, which will be useful. But again, it's not the certification, as you pointed out. And the guy from the Linux Foundation, or some kind of Linux rewarding body, raised his hand during one of those sessions and said that they've got a model where they recognize the fact that the cost of training, for example, the cost that a facilitator might charge per day is different in different countries, and they've actually got some kind of guide to that or something like that. And so they were looking, and I think Ryan Merkley responded to them, saying they'll have a conversation, recognizing the fact that the cost of training in different places in Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, whatever, might be lower than elsewhere, and therefore the cost of the certificate will be lower elsewhere in the world too. So not just scholarships, but actually differential pricing.
So I was also expecting to hear much about how people are working to support students in rural communities, those who have limited or no access to internet, how they can access educational resources offline, devices that can be accessed without internet. I was really wondering why most of these things are not coming up in some of the sessions. There was one I attended with Ayla from South Africa. She has been working on QX, but the other things that we think people should be discussing, that especially those who are not privileged to have internet in the communities, but they still want to have access to these educational materials. I don't know if there's anything they've discussed in some of the sessions. I've not seen any of such sessions here, which is a concern to me, actually.
Yeah, I didn't make it to very many OER sessions, but I did go to one that talked a lot about barriers to open pedagogy and the resources required. If you've got huge image files, except like things that qualify as success in Silicon Valley are barriers in huge parts of the world, and so it was that was discussed at least there. Yeah.
So we are working with an organization. We work on devices like Internet in the Box device, and we managed to get 2 of the devices just to test to see how it will work for the rural folks in the Ghana. We are looking for collaboration, we are looking for funding to be able to deploy more of the devices to other areas of the country.
That, you know, Sadiq, if you could, I don't know, somehow get us some links or some more information, then we can help to publicize what you're doing.
I just tagged Sadiq on Twitter for the session, and I suggest you tag it there, and I tagged all of us there as well.
Fantastic. So we just have a few more minutes left. If anybody has maybe one more question.
Did you guys have a good time in Lisbon?
I think we did, yeah. So I'm looking at some tired but happy faces.
I missed the whole of the sessions on day 1 because I got my flights diverted to Porto before coming to Lisbon, so it was kind of challenging, not too good for me.
Yeah, sorry for your trouble, Sadiq. That was sad to hear, but I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, it was good to see you, Sadiq. Thank you, Cynthia, for what you said about consent. We had a bit of a discussion on that on the Thursday session, so I really, really like that. So thank you for bringing that out. And there were some good links, especially Marin shared some links here in the chat, so we're going to copy paste that and share amongst us.
Great. Yeah, I think a big theme, obviously, because it's literally in the sketch, but is the ethics of openness. So I think this conversation happened in many spaces. Just rethinking how OER could potentially harm or further oppress people, even though we see it as a liberatory technology. We can't just kind of be uncritical of how this work looks. So it's really good to see these conversations happening in so many different places.
There was a conversation in a couple of weeks about, in fact, there was a panel session on AI and how, you know, this guy from Flickr/Smuggled Gear. And the panel session was really interesting because there were a couple of lawyers on there and technologists as well. And they were talking about the fact that all of these open data sets, which are so fantastic that we're producing, are being used to train algorithms, and how much responsibility that is for us to make sure that those data sets are as diverse as possible and not just reinforcing existing privilege, which really made me think about the stuff that's going out there into the commons, the stuff that goes into CC search, the languages that things are made initially available in, that kind of thing.
Excellent. Well, I think to respect your time, thank you for spending 30 minutes with us. I'm going to copy for everybody who's here. I'm going to copy the chat, and I can send it. We don't usually make it public, but I can send it to the people who are here virtually. If anybody else would like it, just let me know. Yeah, I'm CL Hendricks PC. If you want to tweet me for the chat. And I think with that, we will say goodbye to our on-site guests. Thank you so much. And thank you to our virtual guests for joining us as well. And I'm going to stop the broadcast.